Great news. Deca unintentionally added another rare thing for me to go looking for. It's part of an event again, and it's in the realm this time. Basically, as you wander around any biome, you'll see these shamrocks. That's a 3-leaf shamrock. But if you go to the missions for this event, you'll see kill 12 4-leaf shamrocks. What's a 4-leaf shamrock? That's a great question. Some people think they don't even exist. Well, as you can see from here, I have found 2 of them, so they do exist. They're just ridiculously rare, and apparently can only appear once per biome per realm. So that's just great. There's also 5-leaf clovers that are required for another mission that I can't even unlock because it's after the 4-leaf mission, and I have only found 2 4-leaf clovers. So I just want to wander around the adept biomes and try to find some 4-leaf clovers. And also take out some of the 3-leaf clovers, because they do have drops. And there's some pretty decent drops you can get. I got this Aspirant Exalted Mystery Key from one earlier. I can also take out these horses, try to get the player skin that they can drop. Oh, there's also these leprechauns. You might have saw them earlier. They don't serve much of a purpose. They got a lot of health. They can drop a portal to the Rainbow Road. But there isn't really any reason to do Rainbow Road this event. It doesn't have any tokens. It has the same drops it's always had. There's the Green Hat Bunny pet skin that I really like, but I already have it, so I don't need to go for it. I could go on a faster speed character, but this is my seasonal character, and I like playing seasonal because then you can see all my progress for this entire season so far. Less than 10,000 fame. It's only been a few days. But I did get the full construction set. That's part of this event, is you can get the construction set. This was really good back when it was first added. Like, this Foreman's Hard Hat was basically the strongest thing you could ever get. But there was only one, and it was in a campaign. This event, it takes like 20 Haunted Cemetery runs. And then you get what was once a top-tier item. Now, though, I've been using it a bit. It doesn't really feel that strong. It's still really good. You can see I've got 87 attack, 96 wisdom, 60 vitality, and an 870 health. It's overall a pretty good event. The token rates are also very reasonable. Like I said, I've already done 3 of the most expensive quests in the event. It's nothing like the Mardi Gras event from last week. I really appreciate that. You know, it's the start of the season. I don't want to be focused entirely on doing event stuff. I want to do whatever's in the realm. They fixed veteran encounter spawns finally, so you actually see those when you're clearing. It looks like I've explored this entire Haunted Hollows and I haven't found anything, so let's move on to the Shipwreck Cove. Okay, that was a double stack clover. Neither of them were 4-leafs. The 4-leaf clover is guaranteed to drop a Rainbow Road, so even if I don't see it and kill it without realizing, I'll know it was a 4-leaf clover. And then the 5-leaf clovers drop an Ice Cave, so I'll know those when I see it as well. It's kind of weird. Ice Cave is a big part of this St. Patrick's Day reconstruction event, even though Ice Cave was never part of reconstruction. It did get reworked by Deca in like 2019, but they didn't change the boss very much. The Espen the Unwilling is still more or less the same fight it was way back during the Kabam era, and it's not a great fight by any means. It's actually a pretty horrible fight. So to put that in the reconstruction event and not reconstruct it is just really weird. They added some new dialogue to Ice Cave way back in November of 2024, but they didn't change any of the behaviors at all, and it's not a good dungeon. Plus, the Battle Pass art for this Battle Pass is Espen. He's right there in the middle, front and center. At least that's probably Espen. There's some old guy. I don't get why Ice Cave is a big part of this event, because it's not like we know if they're working on an Ice Cave rework. Maybe they are, though. I don't know. You'd think they would have said something if they were working on an Ice Cave rework, or would have actually released it for this season if they were working on it. But I can't think of any other reason why Ice Cave would be part of the Reconstruction Leprechaun event, which is already a weird combo. Why are we combining Reconstruction and Leprechauns? I think it works, though. It's not like the Cronus event where you had 2 completely unrelated things going at the same time. No, they tied the Leprechaun theme and the Reconstruction theme together. Like, these Leprechauns are just regular Leprechauns, but the Leprechaun that spawns in the realm, the normal Leprechaun event, that's got a hard hat on, and the leprechaun that spawns in dungeons also has a hard hat. Okay, I'd almost explored that whole Shipwreck Cove, so we'll move on to this dead church. Haven't seen a 4-leaf clover yet. That's to be expected. Like I said, they are super rare. I've only found 2 and it's been like 5 days. I haven't been specifically looking for them, but that's still kind of crazy. Especially considering not too long ago they did the Valentine's Day event, and one of the missions there required you to get 8 candy gnomes. Candy gnomes aren't that hard to find if you know where to look, but that was still a really annoying mission to do, and a lot of people didn't like it. So to do an almost identical event, except you need more of the objective, and the objective's much rarer, less than a month after the Valentine's Day event, I don't mind the idea of the clovers being rare, because it makes sense. Four-leaf clovers are supposed to be rare. They're always considered a big deal, though. When I can go to the Nexus and buy a lucky clover that is a four-leaf shamrock for 100 realm gold, it doesn't seem like they should be that rare in the realm. And the fact that they tied a mission to it's just ridiculous. You shouldn't have missions that require you to find some really rare thing that's hard to find, because then you're going to have everyone looking for that really rare thing that's hard to find. And that makes it even harder to find because everybody's actively looking for it all the time. Plus, they drop a lot of loot boost potions, so even people who don't care about the mission are hunting the clovers just to get loot boost potions to use in exaltation dungeons and stuff. So this realm's going to close, then there will be a new one, and hopefully that new one will have the stuff we're looking for. You know, while we're here, look at these gravestones. There's some weird looking ones. This one's got a face on it. Okay, that was a surprisingly long queue for a realm that doesn't have anybody in it. Looks like people are already running up to the veteran biome beacons. I don't want to do the veteran biomes because you can actually die in those, and I don't feel like dying today. It's only the start of the season, and these things are still pretty rare. You get 2 from this event, but the last reconstruction event was way back in 2022. I actually did a video on it back then. I wouldn't recommend watching it because it's bad, but it's there to document the existence of a reconstruction event in the year 2022. So it's been 3 years since the Foreman's Hard Hat has been available in any way. It might have been a drop from a Month of the Mad God one year. The 4-leaf clovers are slightly greener than the 3-leaf ones, and then the 5-leaf clovers are even more green than the 4-leaf ones. So that's the easiest way to tell them apart, but you still have to be looking at them to tell them apart. The second clover I found in the realm, I didn't even realize that it was a 4-leaf clover until I destroyed it and it dropped a rainbow road. The first one I didn't find, someone else found it and called it, so I teleported and I shot it to get progress on the mission. So my track record of finding these things is actually pretty horrible. I still think, unlike my previous hunts that I've done in the past, this one's reasonably doable, and I will be very ashamed if I don't find at least one 4-leaf clover during this hunt. It would be funny, though, if I didn't, and continue the tradition of me being an absolute loser. Oh, here's the new thing, the drowned shamrock. It's just a really terrible pet food item. I'm not sure why they added it and why they made it so bad. Like, you could run a forbidden jungle and get more feed power, or more likely a Manor of the Immortal, since the untiered items there are fairly common and have like 500 to 700 feed power each. But that's way easier than getting a drowned shamrock, and the drowned shamrock has barely any more feed power than an energy drink, which is so weird. You'd think that this would have like 800 feed power, considering it's an event pet food item. And it's not that rare, so it's like not the end of the world, but even a new player, I just don't see any reason to feed a 250 feed power when you get way more feed power from just random Godlands dungeon drops. Though, to be honest, I do think it's really cool whenever they add a new pet food item to the game. They do it every once in a while, though it's actually been quite a long time since we had pet food. Back in 2021 when we had Antinomy, we would get so many pet food items. We had the Dark Ambrosia, we had the Purified Ambrosia, we had the Dark Elixir and the Deva Elixir, which were even better than the Ambrosias, but they're different for some reason. Here's a new gravestone. This looks like an Archmage, sorta, cloaked figure. I need to be careful so that someone else doesn't take out the one 4-leaf clover for Haunted Hallows, or if it even spawns, because it's supposed to be a really rare spawn in addition to being only once per biome per realm. Which is so weird that they put all these restrictions in. Why restrict it so much? It's just a mission. It's not that serious. You already have the tokens to keep players engaged and the week 2 quests. I think anyone who's gonna be engaged by an event will be perfectly engaged with just decent token quests to do. You don't gotta have all this other stuff. Though it is nice that they're shaking it up a little bit. You know, doing the same thing every single event, I don't mind it. I like doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's why I play Realm of the Mad God. But some people don't agree for some reason. So maybe it's good to cater to them every once in a while. That's a great S snake pit. I kind of want to see what that is. Oh, it's useless. I should have known. We've pretty much exhausted this entire Haunted Hallows again for the second time. So we can go up to Shipwreck Cove now. Oh wait, there's a horse. This is my moment. Syndicate takeover? Okay, drop everything. We're doing this. This is actually really interesting because back in the second half of 2024, immediately following the worst month of the Mad God ever, we got a rerun of the Syndicate event that added a bunch of pet skins and emotes to all the bosses. And even though those events are over, the Syndicate takeover mod can still drop them. The reworked version of the Scold fight is actually really good. I respect it a lot. Can you stasis these? Oh, you can. Mystic is useful once again. Scold has this paralyzed blast, or it's a petrify blast, but you can dodge it by going behind the gravestones in the corner of the room. That's such a cool thing that is not done in any other dungeon, and I just think it's so neat that they actually use walls as a mechanic of a fight. Of course, you don't have to use the walls. You can just tank the petrify. There's our 3 bricks. See, I told you, it's related to reconstruction. Weirdly enough, the Syndicate bosses actually count as a second completion for stuff like event bosses. For example, there's a chance for a yellow leprechaun to spawn after you defeat the Haunted Cemetery boss, and yep, we defeat this boss, and there's another one. Oh, a backpack. I don't actually have one of those. That's really useful for me. The closer you get to the leprechaun enemies, the more they move around erratically, and that's not a good thing. So try to keep your distance when you're fighting a leprechaun boss. That's my advice for today. As you can see, it's wearing a construction hat because of the reconstruction. And then you defeat it, and you get absolutely nothing half the time. I got a speed potion, though, so good for me, right? Oh, well, that's it for the Shipwreck Co. It's down to the dead church again. Oh, there's a intern shard of the intern. Those were 2 double stack clovers right next to each other, by the way. Here's another weird set piece, a bunch of candles around a tree. The tree in the middle is significantly more evil than the ones around it. I wonder if there's a reason for that, some deep lore reason. Haven't had any loot drop potions appear yet. Those are supposed to be decently common from these. But I'm not farming them very efficiently. I'm on a mystic with only like 73 speed, which isn't that much speed. Ow. Patty's Brew is a consumable. I can pick that up and take a look. It's a really good consumable. 15 attack and 15 dexterity for 25 seconds. It doesn't even give you drunk anymore. Oh, it does, actually. It just lied to me. 15 attack and 15 dexterity is nothing to scoff at, though. That's actually a ton of damage stats for a random consumable. Well, that's this biome cleared out as well. Let's move on to the Abandoned City. The biggest biome in the realm, and also the most condensed. There's only one Abandoned City. Oh, there's a Lucky Clover. Let's use that for better drop rates. Maybe we'll get more Lucky Clovers. There's only one Abandoned City. Every other biome, they try to have at least 3 of them. But Abandoned City, there's the one in the middle and only the one in the middle. It's supposed to be the central point in the realm. It's also the most popular biome to farm, apparently. I don't really like it that much. It's kind of whatever. The numbers don't lie. The people love Abandoned City. This is where most of your dungeons will appear. All the classic Godlands gods besides Coast God and Leviathan and White Demon are all here, and they have some replacements. Plus, when you spawn into the realm, you're very likely to have a quest from the Abandoned City since it's right here, and I have a quest from the Abandoned City right now. Maybe that's why most people farm it, because you just go to your quests, and if your quests are in the Abandoned City, you're probably also going to end up in the Abandoned City. This isn't nearly as bad as some of the other grinds I've did. Wait, did that drop 500 experience? Hang on. Yeah, 500 experience. Also, there's another Lucky Clover. So 500 XP from these things. That's not half bad. I can get a decent amount of fame from these. Ah, another Clover and a St. Patrick's Brew. You know, we may not have found a 4-leaf yet, but we found 2 4-leaves. 3 4-leaves if you count the one I ate. Oh, there's a loot drop potion. That's better than a Lucky Clover. The veteran biomes are probably better for 4-leaf clovers since there aren't as many people wandering around those, but I don't want to wander around them because they're dangerous. It's a risk-reward thing. Oh, there's a golden Lucky Clover. I've gotten so much loot boost, and I've barely even done anything. Oh, there's a leprechaun in the Haunted Hallows. I could go fight that, but I don't really think that's a good use of time, because leprechaun, besides from a couple chances at some of the bricks for the event, there isn't really any reason to fight the Realm Leprechaun anymore. It's still a nice fight. I kind of like it. It's been changed a lot from the original, and I don't think most people like it very much because all it does is run away. But I thought it was interesting because, like the Dungeon Leprechaun, the amount of running it does is based on however close people are to it. So if you keep your distance, it's actually quite manageable. Of course, most people don't keep their distance. They'll bring their fastest classes with the shortest range and try to sit on it constantly. Don't do that, and it's a pretty good fight. Of course, now it falls down a couple times to make clearing it out easier, and you get some extra loot to boot. I've explored almost all of the Abandoned City at this point. There's not much left. It's basically just this little corner over here. Maybe I won't find one in this video. I was actually pretty confident we'd find at least one. We'll press onward, though. There's still a lot of biomes left to check. Let's check out the Risen Hell now, since we're right here. Oh, what's that? Another drowned shamrock. See, as far as pet food goes, it's actually not that rare. But 250 feed power just isn't worth it, even for how not that rare it is. There's another lucky clover, though. I'm going to use this one because I don't have any inventory space. I could use up these St. Patty's brews, but I need those St. Patty's brews. Well, that's the Risen Hell cleared out. I could go to the Dead Church over here, but I want to go to a new biome. Not the Coral Reefs, because that biome's massive. Plus, there's absolutely nothing to see in it. So we're going to go to Sprite Forest. Well, that's Sprite Forest done. Let's go over to the Haunted Hallows now. We're going to have this whole area cleared out by the time this realm closes, and we won't have found a single clover of the 4-leaf variety. Our third drowned shamrock. Oh, there's our There's our fourth drowned shamrock and another loot drop potion. I am going to say goodbye to one of the Patty's brews now, I'm sorry. Here's another one of these set pieces. It looks like it has the same layout as the first one we found, though. Our fifth drowned shamrock. That's 1,250 feed power, for those counting. Our sixth drowned shamrock. That's 1,500 feed power. That's just a mushroom, right? That's not a Cad Jones reference? Surely not. It's just a mushroom. Let's not worry about it anymore. Let's walk away. I'm seeing things. It's been an hour of not a 4-leaf clover. I mean, I should have expected it at this point, but I still didn't for some reason. Oh, here's more gravestones. These ones don't seem to have any significant references that stand out to me. This marks another Haunted Hallows explored. There's only one Haunted Hallows left. Ooh, look. It's another one of these ones. There's another Rainbow Road called in chat. Again, I crossed my fingers that that wasn't a 4-leaf clover Rainbow Road. Or maybe I want it to be a 4-leaf clover Rainbow Road. You know, at least somebody's getting them in this realm. Because it's definitely not me. We're now 71% cleared on the realm. I've been here since it opened. I was one of the first players in this realm. There's another drowned shamrock and a whatever it's called shard that I want. Here's a church set piece. Sort of like the church that you can find in the Shatters, except this one doesn't have a transcendent spanna in it. So there's that tree again, the creepy tree that's very sad. Over hidden behind a chair. It wasn't a special one, though. That's the whole Haunted Hallows, or Dead Church, cleared out. I guess we'll do the next Haunted Hallows, since it's right here. Oh! There's the Rainbow Clover. This is one of the rare things you can find. It just creates a little minion that follows you. It doesn't serve any purpose. It only lasts 30 seconds, and it has a 15-minute cooldown. That's a global 15-minute cooldown, unlike some other items that have a 15-minute cooldown. This cooldown will persist even if you go into a different area. So enjoy this clover while it lasts, because it's not going to last long, and then I can't spawn a new one for quite a while. There's our 6th drowned shamrock. Or is that our 7th? I don't even remember anymore. Oh, and it's already gone. The clover's already gone. If you liked it, I'm sorry. Alright, that's the last Haunted Hallows. Well, not the last Haunted Hallows. I think there's actually a secret 4th one, but it doesn't have a beacon, so I'm not going to worry about it. What is a horse doing all the way over here? The Haunted Hallows is like 20 tiles to the right. This is the last Dead Church. There's no sneaky 4th Dead Church biome. So we'll clear this out. 91%. We've got 9% of the realm score to find this thing, and then an extra 2 minutes after that. That seems like a good stopping point. And I just love disappointing everyone and not finding the rare drops, though in some ways that's less disappointing, since it just goes to show how hard these things are to find. I mean, look at how much of the map I've explored. It's not for a lack of trying that I haven't found one. That's almost the entirety of the adept biomes. Oh, is that another... That's another one of the rainbow clover things. I've got 2 of them now. They share a cooldown, so I can't use this one, but hey. It's down to only 157 seconds, so there's that. And that's 100% realm score. So I'm probably not getting very much further. Look at all those biomes I've explored, though. That's almost the entirety of the adept biomes. There's just like 2 or 3 left. There's the Sprite Forest. There's the secret 4th Haunted Hallows. Okay, well, it's tied to the other Haunted Hallows, but there is this huge section of Haunted Hallows that's basically a 4th Haunted Hallows. Oh, there's the Orc Shake. We still have time. There's still time. There's still a couple seconds. Let's find one in a couple seconds. It's gonna appear... No, it didn't appear. Say hello to the rainbow clover one last time, because we can't say hello to the actual clovers.